Hey up folks, I'm just going to do a quick warning for this one. This video contains mild simulated violence against pretend lizards. If you're only into extreme violence against pretend lizards, this might not be up your street. Maybe watch an episode of Scooby-Doo instead. Listen, it's all come good this, because I sent police here, didn't I, on that little fake mission. And then fancy trainers, he's had to swerve from lizard, he's crashed into bushes. Police have come to help him, smelt a load of bush inside his Mini, and now he's been arrested for possession, which is like, how much of a twist is that? So I have to pay him that Mini for leaving him up the ladder all them weeks ago for 3 months. He's had compensation out of me, which made me skin. Now, who's that last laugh? I sent him there on a whim, and it's all turned around for good, and you'd think I'd planned it weeks ago, but who knows if I did. All I know is I'm going to be claiming damages to that bush because my grandma gave me that bush and she's no longer here. So I want that Mini back as my own. Thank you very much. Now I can join Owners Club. Just want to do a quick shout out to Frankie Jones. Hey up Frankie, hope you're watching. Hope you enjoy it. One more quick shout out to my mate Max and another one to my mate Lois at Annie's Kitchen. Right, what we've got in store today. I tell you now what we've got in store. It's complicated and it's scientific and it's sci-fi and it's all to do with Ladderman. He's got all these theories and basically, on Back to the Future where to travel back in time they need flux capacitor and 1.21 gigawatts of electricity that needs a bolt of lightning. Well, because we're at Liberty Junction, we don't need all that because basically Ladderman stood on that orb and he went red eyes. We put his finger in plug socket the other day and he tested 2.6 gigawatts of electricity through his fingers. So we don't need that bolt of lightning. What he's figured out is if he runs a nuclear wagon at front and at the back of this 37, that is going to be able to generate some kind of radioactive field using some gigawatts of electricity in his fingers on control panel. As long as he runs top trains both in the same direction route loop to create a bit of a vortex and then runs this train round and then reverses direction whilst holding on in, basically he thinks he can travel back in time. You might think that's load nonsense, and I think 68 here might be freaking out at that idea because we're running all kinds of directions all on different lines all at the same time. If it fails, we're going to look like absolute idiots and I'll just close the channel straight down. If he succeeds, we're going to be the king of kings of the model railway world on YouTube, of the in-betweeners. I think people will be flooding to subscribe because basically proper chuffed subscribers of just the 50. It's 50 in front of me and it's a bit of a subscriber race, so I'm playing a little game in my own head that I'm having a subscriber race with proper chuffed, and he's right serious, decent channel. It's all professional, so he's getting all these professional types. But he's not got time travel and he's not got craziness. So we need to get back in this race and get subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. I'm only kidding. It's a good channel actually. It's proper chuffed. So go and have a look at it if you're not subscribed. And I've done my own legs there, haven't I? Free plug for Hilton. So we've just got to wait for Red Buffers to get out of the way with these wagons, and then we'll be on that line just so we can then get onto outer loop. So he's just going to pick up one nuclear wagon that's just sat at the back of this blue 37 on left. So we'll get that now, and then we'll get on way. And decently, although it was 33 degrees and everyone's like, it's not even warm that, blah, 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 in loft yesterday. I'll tell you now, at 33 degrees in that loft, if I stay in there, it rises by about 1 degree about every 5 minutes. And basically, even if you're in Australia and it's 44 degrees, that doesn't mean you're big man, does it? Because basically you can't come to England and walk in t-shirt and shorts when it's 8 degrees like I do, because you'd be thinking at 20 degrees it's freezing. So it swings and roundabouts. It's just that you've got better weather, better beaches, but you've got big spiders and alligators, and we don't have any of that nonsense. So I don't know. Right, anyway, he's got one at wagons picked up there, so we'll get going round now. And hopefully it'll be a mission success. Just on a side note, do you know how this video does not contain my new 66, even though I've got it? and basically it's killing me not to put it on this video, but there's a plan. I've got a plan in place and it'll all come good. But I tell you now, I've obviously got one sound and one non-sound, and I'm kicking myself for getting non-sound because it's just a load of hassle now. And Accurascale ain't got sound chips in. I know Roads and Rails have got a chip in, but I don't know what to do with that. I should have just not been a crazy idiot, and I should have just pulled trigger, because I've basically spent more than a 66 on fence panels this week. So it's like, it's not as if, it's just nonsense, isn't it? Fence panels are rubbish. I'd rather have left bust fence panels and had 366s. But that's what it is, isn't it? It's when you've got women nagging you in your ears, it don't always work out how you want it to. In other news, I've not weathered any of these new wagons yet, but I'll tell you what I have done. I no longer operate them couplings that I'm not going to name. I've got none left. I've basically got all Hornby magnetics. But I've got to say, I'm a bit irritated with Hornby now with these magnetic couplings, and I'll tell you for why. I put them in PFA Accurascales. They fit perfect. They're absolutely superb for them. No problems. Clip all the way in. They're perfect. The Bachmann 90-ton bogey wagons I've got, I've had to pull them out, a couple of mil each side, and glue them in with PVA. Not a problem. It is what it is. They're not Hornby wagons, either the Bachmann, so I can't expect them to be perfect. But they work amazing. They don't uncouple, even though they're really heavy, and it's decent. I've now done all them EWS wagons that's running round top. Same again, you have to leave them out a couple of mil, bit of PVA on them, glue them in, and they're good. Now, I noticed it said they're perfect for Hornby Mark III wagons. So I thought, coaches, sorry. So I thought, yeah, I'll get some for them. So I bought extra, stuck them in coaches, shoved them all the way in. All the way in. I'm looking at it thinking, that's absolutely amazing. There's literally no gap, doors are touching, and it's like decent. As soon as you go around a bend that's about six radius, it's not even tight. Basically, it pulls itself apart. So they're kind of not fit for purpose on their own coaches, which is a little bit rubbish, Mr. Hornby. And I tell you what, if my security team sees you about, he's probably going to give you a little nudge with his rubber gun for that nonsense. So what I've had to do with them is they're a ridiculously tight fit, so I've pulled them out by about 1mm each side, and it seems to be all right now. I'm not 100% convinced that it's not going to uncouple, but we'll see. So far, so good. Annie's Cafe, look at this. She's got Annie's special. I told you about this one. Look, it's £25 a slice. That's that millionaire shortbread stuff, you know, where it's got a right wedge of caramel, and it's got a nice slab of chocolate on top, and it's got a nice buttery biscuit base. It's decent as out. It's proper decent. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like, well, that looked a real photo of a real cake with a real sign on it. Well, it is real, because basically it's Annie's Cafe and it's real, and you can actually get cake there. For example, next week's special, it's like a lemon sponge drizzle cake. It's got zigzag yellow drizzles on top, nice and moist sponge lemon, delicious. Cut into about 8 pieces, couple of inch deep if you could, and it'd be perfect. And that'll probably be about the same price. I'll see if I can get a photo for next week. It won't be before Wednesday though, so it needs to be for Thursday really, if you know what I'm saying. Thursday lemon drizzle cake. It'll make sense to 1 or 2 people, that, but maybe not all of you. I tell you what, it's taking it serious, isn't it? It's started phase 1 now, so he's going to start winding it up to get this magnetic field built up. And I tell you what though, look at his mates, look, with minis. They didn't hang about, did they? Look, they've gone right to the back to get out of the way, like they're not involved. So what we're going to be doing now then is top tier is going to be running same direction to create a bit of a whirlwind of nonsense, and then Cavalex is just going to get back onto inner loop now, and then Ladderman's going to do outer loop and he's going to build it up. Hey, just on a side note, I saw Rails of Sheffield are taking pre-orders again for Cavalex 56s, if you didn't know. I think they're doing a second run, and you can get your orders in. I'm like almost employed now, aren't I, with that? I think I should get a commission. Definitely. I mean, let's not get daft. I don't want millions of pounds, but I wouldn't mind one of them Colas 56s. If you could sort that for us, Alex or Cavalier SRI, that'd be decent, that. Oh, but I tell you what ain't decent, that lizard on that roof. That roof's only weak, it's only a temporary roof, and that lizard's going to get in and eat up people inside it. Oh, look at this now, folks, it's getting serious now. It's getting serious when extreme train spotters are getting involved with camera shots, and he's doing his loops. And we might see a nice, red buffers looking beautiful. Absolutely looking beautiful. I'm convinced there'll be people licking their screens at this now. I'm sorry, I'm just being silly. It's because I'm tense because I know that big things are about to happen, so I'm a little bit nervous. So yeah, look, he's looping it up now. As you can see, we've got them two on top running the same direction. Them 68 people are going to be freaking out now. Freaking out big time. And they're going to be like, why are you running nuclear front and rear of 37? You shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing it. Got 2.6 gigawatts inside on his fingers, so we can do that. And look who's back. My original graffiti lad's back with number 3 graffiti man. Oh, you can feel energy. Can you feel that? It's like almost making room, not shake. So yeah, it's getting tense. It's getting close. It's got to be getting close now. You think back to about episode 4 when Ladderman fell off at ladder when he was 2 steps up. Who'd have thought he were going to be saving day doing all this now? He's really come good, hasn't he? And these two on bridge have got prime viewing angle, haven't they, for that? As long as they don't fall off to the doom. And he's done it. Look, phase 1's complete. He knows what he's doing now. He's got it fully charged. He's going to stop it, change direction, and then he's going to go back to the future, part 4. If you want to buy it off me, Spielberg. Just on a side note, if you consider suing me, it's future spelt with a PH, so it's nothing to do with your Back to the Future 1, 2 and 3. I don't even know if it is Spielberg that actually, but it'll be right, won't it? He won't be watching. He basically said after that Matrix episode he weren't watching anymore, he fell out, he was sick of all lies. Right, so according to Ladderman, well, he's got a bit of heights, he's got to do it on viaduct, he's got to sound his own, and hopefully the 2.6 gigawatts will run through his finger into on and cause this kind of reaction that he's expecting with this vortex he's created with upper loop. So he says it might not happen on first or second pass, but he's convinced it'll happen. So this is second pass now. It doesn't look like it's working, mate, actually. Tell you what, mate, a load of nonsense. If this don't work, it's a right load of nonsense. We'll be shutting channel down straight away. I'll do it by dinner time. Oh, mate, look at it. Right, folks, looks like this is end of Liberty Junction. So what I'll do is, thanks for everyone who's watching. I'm going to shut channel down because it's time travel thing. It's made me look like I'm a liar, and I don't like telling lies. Like I was saying the other day to Richard from New Junction when he was trying to bung me a couple of DRS 37s, and I said, well, I don't want DRS, mate, I want Colas, Richard, as you know, but I'm going to shut it down. So yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Oh, and look at that, it's worked. I can't believe my eyes. Can you believe your eyes? Can you actually believe that? I felt it as well, did you? It was like, almost like lightning, but not lightning at the same time, with a bit of thunder, but silent thunder. We out the crack. No, it seems to have changed though, does it? Still got trains running. Still got train spotters on line where they shouldn't be. And Big Lizard's still here. And old Red Buffers is looking beautiful there, isn't it, with that little angle. Look at that. That's going to feature in Train Spotters Monthly, isn't it? Anyway, let's find out what happened to Ladderman. Oh, look at this. Is going through some kind of wormhole. I wonder if it's like wormhole I go through at work sometimes. And this is that time-travelling device he built. It looks like it's loading up or something. No way. Shut the front door. Ladderman, you've never time-travelled too far and gone back to the steam era. Oh, what we're going to do now? I'll tell you what, though. It's a decent-looking little loco, that, isn't it? Is that you driving, Ladderman? Ladderman, is that you? Give us a wave, mate, if that's you. Give us a wave, pal. It is as well. Hey, pal, nice one. Yes, decent. I'm not being funny though, pal. We ain't got all day to mess about playing with steam change. You're going to have to just reverse it up, fill it with a bit of juice, and then let's get back on with jobbing hand, mate, if you don't mind. On a side note, mate, you're quite good at driving them things, aren't you? You could do with sending that off to proper chuff. They'd love that with an old Hilton. I'll tell you what though, pal, you might be good at driving them, but you're not good at putting water in them, are you? Look at state of it. You're getting it everywhere. It's a good job that's not petrol, isn't it? Is that what you do back at depot? Because I'm not having that. There's no wonder it's all black all over rails from diesel spillage. I thought it were a leaking tank. So obviously you don't know how to refuel them. Come on. Absolute basics, mate. I tell you what though, it's a good job you're about to save the day, or I'd be getting cross with you, mate. But decent, really, isn't it? Anyway, let me get back to Liberty Junction and check on any progress, mate. I'll see you in a bit. Well, hopefully Ladderman's doing his job now, back in past. But no, it's changing at minute, is it? We've got Big Lizard, we've got big trains running. Old Red Buffers is going to be crashing into him in a minute. I can tell. I can see him coming. I've got this tower camera up, and this is not good news, folks. I don't think it's worked. And to be fair, where Ladderman is, it looks like a single line, so I don't know how we're going to create that vortex again. So he might be stuck forever. That might be the last time we see him. Yeah, look, Red Buffers has got to stop. He's going to get eaten by a lizard. Oh, no. I can't believe it. Just when you think it's going good, then this happens, doesn't it? But everything's going to have to come to a stop. No one's going to want to stay here now. He's going to be gobbling out trains up. Be a right delicious training lunch for him. All I can hope is that Ladderman's found pet shop where he were born, and he's going to sort him while it's happening live. Look, he's moving already. Oh no, it's making me nervous, this. Come on, Ladderman, let's all pray for Ladderman. Tell you what though, it's taking a while, innit? I didn't realise it were edited to this long. Oh, he's done it. He's only done it. Has it shrunk? I thought we were going to kill it dead, but I think what's happened is, due to some kind of fracture at time-space continuum, it's just shrunk it back to size when it first came from Australian Andy. What we're going to do now? Tell you what we're going to do now. Original owners here, look, stamping on it and kicking it off a train. Oh, he's kicked it to its death. That's decent, unless you're an animal rights activist, then it's absolutely out of order, that. Anyway, folks, that's the end of this one. Thanks for watching. If you've been upset or traumatised by it, I've put a couple of helpful numbers up on screen for you so you can self-refer. Cheers, folks. Subscribe if you haven't done, if you want to. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. I don't give monkeys, really, but I'd like you to. But if you don't want to, you want to give me 68 thumbs down. That is what it is, isn't it? Cheers, folks.